Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Uh, Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. Those that are going to jump on, I know it's late. Um, I wanted to just jump on here and just share some of my thoughts. Um, I'll give a few minutes for some people to jump on. I don't expect everybody to jump on. Some people are probably asleep, trying to get their rest for work in the morning. And yeah. So thank you everyone that's jumping on to the live. And I want to just encourage you because I think tonight this one is probably more for me than anybody else. I just want to share a little bit. I'm always trying to be transparent. I'm always going to continue to be transparent. But I think sometimes, like Usher, wow, thank you though, thank you for the compliment. And again, I don't know who you are. You love my wig. My wig? Brother, whoever you are, yeah, we go ahead and get the foolishness out of the way. My wig. I don't wear a wig. That's my hair. So I'm gonna let you stay there, because I don't know if you're trying to be funny. I don't know what the case is. But yeah, I wanted to get on here today because I want you to understand. I'm gonna peel back a layer, if that's okay. In life, we as people go through so many things. Some of us are fortunate to have people that are by your side, that are going to ride with you no matter what. Some people don't have that. Some people, you are the only team that you have. Hello to everyone that is speaking. I want to just, and I promise you I won't be on here long. But tonight I just want to just peel back a layer, if you will, because, and then encourage someone at the same time. I told you what I do, I love doing. I love motivating and encouraging people. But there's a scripture in my mind that says, to whom much is given, much is required. To whom much is given, much is required. And a lot of times, a lot of good people go through things that they may not necessarily understand. And it seems like good people go through sometimes the worst things. And you see people that are not good-hearted people, that are not good people, and it just seems like they're succeeding in everything that they're doing. I just want to say this. For the past, what is this now? October? So, April, May, April. For the past 7 months, me personally, now I'm going to talk about me, but I'm going to put it to where somebody that may be going through the same similar things can get something from it. I've only done this one other time, opening up about me personally on my live, and this will be another time. For the past 7 months that I've been on here trying to encourage everyone else, I've been going through some of the most heart-wrenching, some of the most heartbreaking moments in my life. But even though I was going through what I was going through, I still had the strength to get on here to encourage somebody else. I've had people that I thought had my back, people that I've helped, and I'm not going to point out, and I don't bring up stuff, but I've had people that I've helped in so many different facets of their life where no one else would help them. I've helped them because I consider myself, I'm a friend until you don't want to be a friend anymore. I'm a brother till you don't want to be a brother anymore. I'm an ear till you don't want that anymore. I give more of myself than I actually give myself. I give more of myself than I actually do for myself. But I still, my heart won't let me just turn my back on people. My heart won't let me turn my back on situations. And I'm just going to run it down. I won't bring up every situation. I've gone through family hurt. I've gone through the hurt of a child. I've lost family members. I've lost family members in like 3 in 1 week. People around me have been just checking out. It has been some of the hardest times for me, personally, as a man. But I still had the strength to want to encourage someone else. I still wanted to see somebody else not to have to go through what I went through. And it's hard. And today was a breaking point for me. Like, you carry so much. You carry so much weight. And a lot of the weight that you carry is not even your own weight. It's the weight for other people. Understand, I'm an empath. I carry the weight of other people. So today was just a crazy day. Today was I think the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, what's funny to me is that people will see that you're going through something. People will know that you're not yourself. And these may be people that you helped, paid rent, paid a car note, bought groceries, helped them to get out of their situation, and they can thank you and be grateful for everything that they did. And understand, when I say that, I'm not looking, when I do something for someone, I'm not looking for anything in return. I'm not looking for you to give me back what I gave you. I'm not looking. The only thing that I ask is that you just be a friend to me like I was a friend to you. And that's not monetary. That just means I may need an ear. I may need someone to listen to. I may need someone to help me through a situation. Not always monetary. So I've been going through for the past 7 months. And one of my children has put me in a financial bind. And it didn't have to happen. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to go into details about what happened, but just understand that out of all the hurt that I've experienced in life, the hardest hurt that you can actually experience is the hurt from your child. The hurt from your child. Definitely not bitter. Hurt, disappointed, confused, all of those things. So when I tell you that every video that I've ever posted, every positive thing that I've ever said, I've had to experience it firsthand myself. So a lot of times you guys get a message and it may help you but it may be something that I'm either going to go through or something that I'm going to have to deal with at some point. At some point, I'm the first person to have to receive this message. I'm the first person that's actually got to eat that message. And that's not a problem. It's not a problem. But the problem lies with me. I'm still flesh. I'm still a man. Understand, I'm still a man. That I go through family hurt. And I go through children hurt. And I go through hurt from people that are supposed to have your back. You go through hurt from people that you don't expect to blindside you, to sucker punch you, to try to just deliberately attack you. You go through so much. And then when people see me on TikTok or people see me on the street and they're thanking me for, I watch you every day, or I'm waiting for you, what you're going to post every day. And you've helped me through my marriage. You've helped me through this situation. If you helped me through this situation, understand, I'm just a messenger. I'm just a messenger. It weighs on you. Like, I want to see, if I could have one wish, it would be that everybody wins. Everybody wins. One wish that everybody comes out of their hurt, that whatever they're going through is keeping them. That is my wish. This platform allows me to reach a lot of people in many different places, in many different countries, in many different cities, all over the world. It allows me to reach people that I couldn't normally reach. So here it is now. I'm sitting there and I'm praying, like, if I'm watching people come out of the things that they're in as a result of something that's been placed in me to say to them, and I appreciate, like, I have so many people that hit me up on a day-to-day basis. I have so many people that hit me up in my inbox and telling me, you helped me through this, or you're helping me through this, or you helped me through this situation. I have so many people that do that, and I'm humbled. It's not me. It's just me being a vessel for these messages to flow through me. So I take no credit for one, something that I love doing is something that comes from wherever it comes from. So today it kind of broke me. Today has been one of those days to where it's just like, you know what? I'm a barber by trade. That I don't want to barb anymore. I want to do it, but I've got to do something different. Like people say, and it's not that I'm not having faith in what I've been doing. I love to transform people's lives. I love cutting. I love talking to people, and it gives me an opportunity to talk to people as I'm cutting their hair. But situations and things and people and money's being pulled from me, and trying to do this for this person, and trying to do that for that person, and it's depleted me. And I'm not, don't take this as me getting on here begging for no money. It's nothing like that. I'm just being transparent about what I've got going on, because I know I've had a couple people ask me, are you okay? Like, you don't look like you're resting well through some of my videos. And I'll just be like, I'm okay, I'm just tired. Like, I've been running. I'm in school, I'm got my shop, and then trying to do this, to grow this platform on TikTok. So it's a lot that's being pulled from me. A lot of nights I'm up. A lot of nights I'm thinking about, how can I do this? Or how can I help somebody? How can I help change somebody's life? What can I do? What can I do? And in the midst of all of that, I've forgotten all about me. I've forgotten all about me. Like, no self-care. You sacrifice yourself for people. And I'm not going to say everyone does not appreciate it. But sometimes people are so caught up in their situations and them trying to get a fix from the things that they've been going through. No, not a whole lot of times they don't ask. I have some people that genuinely ask me how I'm doing. And I'll say okay. I'm going to say okay every time. I don't care what I'm going through. I'm going to say okay every time because I feel like this. Me opening up and sharing everything that I go through is not going to fix what I'm going through. I've got to keep a level head. I've got to stay positive. And then sometimes I've got to get out in the trenches myself to fix what it is that I've got going on. And that's what you got to understand. Like, sometimes you got to understand. I put a video like some time ago. Let me turn these notifications on. Some time ago, where I said, you know, we look for people to validate us and to have our back. But even when you were forming in your mother's belly, your spine and everything, you've had your back the entire time. And sometimes you've got to have your back when nobody else is going to have it. You've got to clap for yourself when nobody else is clapping for you. You've got to be able to encourage yourself when you've done everything that you possibly can for people, and people switch up on you like they're changing drawers. People will change up, and family included. You can do everything good for people, and they will only remember the one time that you told them no. I don't sit on here and take videos if I bless somebody or if I'm getting somebody something. I don't take videos of me buying people food. I don't do that because I truly believe that the seeds you plant are going to be your harvest for tomorrow. The seeds that you plant are going to be your harvest for tomorrow. And I've planted a lot of seeds. Y'all have to understand, I've planted a lot of seeds. I've given out my hard-earned time, my body. I am tired sometimes, even when I get off these lives, because it's people that get to pulling on you. Like, you can feel people pulling on you. And wait a minute. If you had a white girlfriend or something, you need her to understand. I don't know what that means, but okay. I'm not going to take no negativity. I'm trying not to even go there. I'm in a totally different zone right now. So I get up. So many times I said I don't want to do it, and I still get up and I do it. So many times I say I'm going to give up trying to encourage everybody else, because it seems like people are getting their blessing, and then I've got another day of problems, another day of worry, another day of this, or something happens. Thank you. Because you know what, I'm going to say this, because I got time. I'm going to say this, because I'm trying to be positive. But all you little fucking trolls in here, go find something else to do. Go find something else to do. Just because your mama worked the microwave door when she was pregnant with you, don't come on here and bring your retardedness on here. Please don't do that. People don't have nothing else better to do. And see, it's people like that that get up under my skin. Like, I don't have time for no BS. So if you want to play, go play on somebody else's live. Just because your mom and daddy was cousins, don't come on here spreading your too many chromosome responses or comments in here. But anyway, thank you, moderator, for going ahead and handling that. Anybody come on here and say anything slick, just block them. Don't even worry about it. But time has gone on, and time has been trying to grow this platform and trying to grow my business and trying to be there for everybody else, that I've realized today that I have neglected myself. I have neglected myself. I've neglected my mental. I've neglected my self-care. I've neglected so many things because I've been more concerned about everyone else than my own self. And what's happening is it begins to drain you. Like, it begins to drain you. And we have a lot of people that have big hearts that are trying to do everything for everybody, and you don't get the same in return. You're never going to get or expect what you give a person. You're not going to get that back. Some people are not able to handle that type of pressure. I'm able to handle it. I've gone through my life. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I've grown through not knowing my father, being abused as a child by my mother, not having a relationship with my mother, never feeling like I ever fit in anywhere. So I had to build my confidence. I had to build my self-esteem. I had to feel like I was worthy of being on this earth before I could expect anybody else to give me the same. So you're looking at someone who had low self-esteem. You're looking at someone who was angry, fought all the time. But I had to change my mentality. I had to change my life. And one of the things that helped me get over that and get out of the things that I used to do was when my son was born. When my son was born, I said, I cannot allow him to go through life or to feel the way that I felt. My son changed me from a life that could have cost me to spend the rest of my life behind bars. My son changed everything about me. He made me a man. He made me a father, not a daddy. He made me a father. So anyone that knows me knows that my sons are the sun, and everything revolves around them. Everything revolves around them. So when you have one son that kind of goes a different path and it tears you up, I feel like I'm not whole. I'm not complete. I've done everything that I could possibly do as a father. And one goes this way and the other goes that way, and it tears you apart. I've been heartbroken for some months. I just don't show it. I've gone through so many things, so many different emotions, I just don't show it. But then I came to grips that I've done everything that I can. I've done everything that I can to make sure he grows up to be a respectable, honorable young man in society. I've done my part. As much as it hurts, I've got to let him go out and be a man and fall and scrape his knee. I can't be there as much as I may want to. I can't be there to scrape him and clean his wounds. He's got to realize what he had. And that destroyed me. That broke me down on the inside, and me to be a parent telling you guys this, because some of y'all have the best relationships with y'all kids. Some of y'all may not. But children don't understand today that the sacrifices we make mentally, physically, financially on their behalf, and they seem like they don't appreciate it at all. Like it's just, they feel like they're entitled to it. And it broke me. Because for about a week or two, I didn't post any videos, and no one knew what was going on. I didn't talk about it, and this is my first time talking about it, but I dealt with that, and I've been carrying that for so long. Like, I know people have fallen off. We got up to almost 400 viewers on here. We dropped down, so this is probably more for me than anybody else on here. So, as a man, I spent many months crying. As a man, I spent many months hurt. As a man, I've been confused. I've been like, well, what did I do to deserve this? I've done everything that I possibly can do. And it was hard. And today was that day that everything came down on me. Everything came down on me because I've been trying to hold it together, stay together. I'm not broken. I'm just experiencing human emotions right now. I'm not bitter. I'm just experiencing human emotions right now. Emotions that I've pushed aside. Emotions that I've pushed to the back. And focused on positive things. Therapy is not going to help anything because at the end of the day, anyone that knows me knows how I feel about therapy. You're not going to diagnose me and let me go through everything, talking about everything that we went through. It's going to take two people trying to work through what they want to have, what type of relationship that they have. And I don't need a third person to mediate or litigate that because we're grown enough. And that's what I said. People, we got to understand that we are grown enough to fix whatever problems we need to fix with a person. We are grown enough to fix any issues. You've just got to have the right mindset. You've got to have the right mindset because life is going to be life. 2020 has taken people that I have loved, people that I'll never see again, people that I'll never be able to call, check on. It is broken me down to the point to where it's like death after death after death after death, and I've still got to get up and pick myself up and go on every single day. Every single day. Because I can't stop living. I got people that depend on me. I depend on me. I've got to get up and I've got to go to work and I got to make sure that the things that I'm trying to accomplish in life, I accomplish. I can't stop moving. So it feels like sometimes you're going through life and you make it through one situation and something gets thrown on you. You go through a little further, something gets thrown on you. Go a little further, something gets thrown on. And you get to a point to where you start carrying everything with you that you're going through, and you're trying to sort it out and get it off you and get louder as you're moving. You don't want to stop moving because you can't stop moving. You don't want to give up because you know if you stop with all of everything that has hit you in 2021, 2019, you're going to just stop. You're going to bog down. So you keep moving, and that's what I've been doing, keeping myself pressing forward, trying to plant as many good seeds as I possibly can, and praying that everything that I'm doing is not in vain. I've lost too many people that are close to me, and I can't give up. I've lost too many people. Yo, I lost my cousin one day, my brother the next day. Then on the next week, I lost another brother. So it's like, as soon as you feel like you're going to get a chance to breathe a little bit in between everything, here goes another something. Here goes another something. Here goes another something. And people don't understand, like, I'm strong enough to carry it. My shoulders are broad. I'm strong enough to carry whatever it is that I got to go through. I am strong enough to carry whatever I need to carry. But sometimes even the strongest person gets tired. They get weary. And sometimes the road that you got to walk is not a road that everybody can walk down with you. So you got to take that journey by yourself, and sometimes you can't see the end of the road, but you know that you got to keep pressing, you got to keep going, you got to keep making sure that you don't stop. If you stop, you're going to bog down, and that's where I've been. In the midst of all the videos, in the midst of everything that I try to do to encourage people, I've been hurting. And I just got to be totally 100% transparent. Things have happened that have hurt me. They didn't destroy me. They didn't break me. But it hurt. And a lot of times people don't understand your hurt, because the first thing people are going to say to you is, it's going to be all right. I don't need to hear it's going to be all right. And if you're going to say why it's going to be all right, tell me why it's going to be all right. But when it's people that you've been there for, and it's people that you've helped, and it's people that you've sat for hours and talked people out of situations, and these are the same people that are coming to me that really don't have 5 minutes. All you could tell me is that it's going to be all right. In my mind, I know that at the end of the day, I've got to have my back. I've got to make sure that I'm mentally sharp, that I'm strong enough to be able to deal with what I got to deal with, and not expect anyone to step in to try to help. And I'm not the only person that feels that way. I'm not the only person that's going through. Y'all, I'll be honest with you. I work, and work. I get a break when I'm on TikTok. I get a break when I do this. I get a break when I go live. I get a break when I make a video. And a lot of my videos are in between my haircuts, or in between, or if I got a little downtime, it's in between that. And I sat back and I'm focusing so much on everybody else and trying to build this brand and trying to do what I can do, that I'm missing life. Life is passing me by. Life is going on and I'm not enjoying it yet. I got a birthday coming up in November. My 48th birthday. And I hadn't been too many birthdays that I've celebrated. It hadn't been good. But I said this year I wanted to do something different, and events and people have changed my whole dynamics of my birthday trip. And it's like, you give so much into people. And I don't want no one to feel like I'm saying, like, I hate doing what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. Yes, I'm a Sagittarius. I love what I'm doing. I love to motivate and encourage. But sometimes, the same way I can see someone work through their situation, or what I said help someone through their situation, I want it to happen for me. That's not being selfish. That's being human. Because you never know what a person is going through. You get 3 minutes, 60 seconds of me trying to encourage someone else, but you never know what we're going through, what people experience on the background on a day-to-day basis. It's hard. It's hard. But I'm built for it. I'm built for this. I'm built for this. But it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. I hear so many good testimonies. I hear so many good testimonies. But brother, you helped me. Brother, you helped me through this. Da 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 da. Yada yada yada. I hear so many good testimonies. And sometimes you're just like, okay, I'm going through this with my son. I'm going through this with the family member. I'm going through this with a friend. Why can't I get that same type of turnaround blessing? I appreciate all the love you guys are showing right now. I really do. Like, it's hard, guys. I've seen people to do the same thing that I do and then get tired. Get tired. Get tired because people are always pulling on you. It's like people are pulling on you, but then they're not concerned about how you're feeling that day. Because it's immediate that immediately they're going to go in. It's all about their problems and what they're trying to convey to you, or what they're trying to get off of them. So immediately you go into this, I'm going to receive everything that you got going on. I'm going to receive it, I'm going to hold it, and we're going to help you fix this so you don't have to feel this way. Thank you. I thank you guys so much. And I don't want no one to feel like I'm giving up, because I'm not. Like, this motivates me to push even harder. This motivational speaker, life coach, whatever it is pushing me to do this even harder, because I've done it for people that generally did not care. They only got what they wanted, and then you don't hear from them anymore. They got what they needed from you, and then you don't hear it anymore. You don't hear from them. They don't check on you no more. You might bump into them and they say, hey man, I appreciate everything. Yeah, but other than that, there is no connection. I'm not going to say that I'm going to have a connection with everybody that I am important to. But what I am going to say is that if I'm the type of person that if you did something for me, if you helped me to get out of a situation or change my mindset on something, I'm going to forever be connected with you. I'm not going to say we're going to talk every day, but I'm going to check on you. I'm going to see how you're doing. That thing. I'm going to do that. People don't understand the power of connection. People don't understand that they can drain you or they can replenish you. More people are pulling stuff from folks and not even thinking about, it's like, oh, okay, I got it, I'm gone. But you just pulled 15% out of that person. Now here it is. He's got to either one, hope somebody comes in and imparts it to them, or they got to put it back themselves. You're right. Some people do need people for convenience. And I've realized that a lot of people that have been around me have been around me for convenience. I'm not going to say everybody, but I've had enough people to where it drains you. I've had enough hard hitters like my child. That's probably the worst hurt that I could ever experience in life. From my child. So what I'm learning is, I'm going to have to change some things up in my life. Changes that I may not necessarily understand and want to make right now. But I'm going to have to make some changes. Thank you so much. And I believe it. Something great is around the corner. I've left a lot of people where they had me fucked up at. My mentality is peace is so important to me. My peace of mind, everything is so important to me. And it's like people, I have so many, don't get it twisted. I have so many people that have asked me to come do speaking engagements, to ask me to come do conferences. They want me to travel all across the United States. But the funny thing is, you don't want to pay me. You want me to get myself to California. You want me to get myself to South Dakota. You want me to pay for my own hotel. You can't even fly me there to get me there. And then you want me to speak for free? I'm going to leave everything that I got going on, stop what I'm doing to come to you, and I'm coming on my own dime. That's just not how I think anybody will do it. I'm not even looking for sponsorships. I mean, if a sponsor, understand this, I'm not doing this for money, and I'm not on here talking about money. But if someone wants to sponsor, then okay. But understand, I'm not going to be watered down. I can't change who I am. I've had TV shows to reach out to me. I've had podcasts to reach out to me. But my thing is, what you got to understand is this. I feel like this. If I'm telling you to come from Timbuktu to Georgia, then I need to make sure you're accommodated getting here. A lot of people want me to come and speak or want me to do certain things, but you don't want to compensate. You don't want to compensate. I understand some places, if I can drive some places and it's not going to be out of my way, I don't mind coming for free. I don't mind. But now I got to change up, move all my appointments, do all this stuff to come over here to not make any money when I can stay where I'm at and make money, but you want me to come and then just not make any money. I need a vacation. I can't tell you the last time that I've had a vacation. I've been more concerned about everything else. I just had a son graduate. I had a son 3 years before him graduate, so it's been all about them. Now that they are grown, then my time is my time. My time has never been my time. I can't tell you the last time I had a vacation. I can't tell you the last time I've done anything for myself outside of try to help somebody else. That's it. That's it. I hadn't thought about it. And then I sat back today and I'm watching people. Like I go through TikTok, people are taking trips and going to all these places like they're living life. And I'm just trying to build a business, trying to build a platform, and missing out on life. I'm missing out on so many different things. So many different things because I'm not a selfish person. I've never been a selfish person. I've never been the type of person to just say, oh, it's all about me. We're going to do... and I've got to take back me. I've got to get back to me. I've got to get back to a place to where now, and I'm not going to say every day, but I've got to take some time to where, I'm from Georgia. I've got to take back some time to where I can actually have some downtime for me. Because people don't understand what we put out. I'm gonna say for myself, because I can't speak for anyone else that motivates on TikTok. I know me personally, I pour out. I pour out of myself. I pour out of my heart, my mind, and my soul. So when I do that and it leaves me, I've got to now go back and replenish myself. And a lot of times I don't replenish myself because it's on to the next thing. Oh, you got work. And then I talk to so many people as I'm cutting their heads, and there's so many issues and problems, and everybody's got something going on right now. And through it all, I still try to remain positive. COVID has slowed down a lot of my business. Understand, like a lot of my business. People are either catching COVID, scared to come out, or they're dying. So a lot of my business I've seen a decrease. But I'm still passionate about what I'm doing. And I still believe that around that corner is a blessing. Like, there is something greater for me around that corner. I don't want y'all to think, oh, he's gonna be suicidal, he's sitting on the edge of the bridge. No, I'm just talking. I'm doing something that I don't normally do to people. I'm letting you into my space, my personal space, and what I deal with. There is something around the corner for me. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Now, whether it comes next year or the year after, whether it comes tomorrow, I can't tell you. But what you've got to understand is I know that there is something around the corner, because I've planted too many seeds, too many good seeds into people. I put too many good seeds in the atmosphere that I'm going to reap a harvest, and you've got to have that same mentality. I don't care what it looks like today. I don't care what it looked like yesterday. Tomorrow is always a new day, and you never know where your blessing is going to come from. You never know where your blessing is going to come from, because I hear so many people that are struggling, not able to make ends meet, and people are dealing with sickness, and people are dealing with, messed up marriages and messed up relationships and bad children and family members that are just losing their minds. We are all dealing with the same things. We just deal with them differently. I don't have a problem with being vulnerable. Is this something that I want to go through right now? No, it's not. If I could push a button and stop all of this and change it all up, I would. But I've got to grow through what I go through, and this is what I teach. Everything that I've been putting out there, I've been having to eat that plate first. Everything made me get to a point where, stop saying it, my brother. Stop saying it. You got to stop saying it, because everything that I put out there, I'm experiencing it. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. I'm experiencing it. So now I can't fall off. I can't just give up. I can't just stop. I can't just stay in the bed all day. I can't just go hang out I can't do that, because I'm depending on me, because I got people that are depending on me. That is my mentality. I'm depending on me to get up and go out there, because I've got people that are depending on me to be strong, to be able to deal with the adversity of life and the situations that life and people are going to bring you. I've got to be strong enough to carry that weight, because a lot of times I'm carrying baggage from somebody else's situation. People send me stuff. People will send me topics. People will ask me questions. And then I have to sit there. I don't answer them right then. So I have to ponder on what they're asking me. Think of the best way. And then if there's questions that I need to ask them, then I got to go back and ask them. Then I got to come back and think about it some more before I actually give them an answer. So a lot of my weight and a lot of things I carry is not just me. If I just had to carry all 6'1", 277 pounds of me, it'd probably be easy. But I've got my weight and so many other people's weight that I carry, which I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that you never know what people are going through. Like, my knees get tired sometimes, and you'll sit there and be like, well, you're not carrying anything. You don't understand the mental problems of you, people, situations, and folks that you deal with can weigh on you like you weighed 1,000 pounds. It will make it hard for you to breathe, and it'll make it hard for you to walk. But what you've got to understand is, at some point, you've got to start being a little selfish. You got to start being a little selfish. So today, I started being a little selfish. People that I've helped and reached out, they reached out to me today, and I just had to tell them, look, I can't today. I need to take a mental break, a mental vacation. Because what people fail to realize is this. Again, to whom much is given, much is required. But some people are not able to handle the weights and the things that they carry. They're not able to handle it. And they give up. Or they commit suicide. Or they fall into depression. Or they go to drugs. Or they go to alcohol. And it becomes another problem. See, I understand that. That anything that I go through, I need to work it out up here mentally. I can't let that resonate and get in my heart. And it's going to change my whole spirit. So when I get up here, and I get quiet, I need to think. I need to sit down. I need to sort through this and figure out a game plan. So how we're going to move around this stuff. You got to be selfish sometimes. Because you give out so much. You have a lot of people you have givers and you have takers. And the givers are always the ones that are going through the most. The takers are like leeches. They're going to suck a hold to you. Once they get full, they fall off and then they're out the way. And then you're stuck to build yourself back up. That's why a lot of people don't understand right now. I see relationships, friendships, and family is not even the same. I grew up with my cousins. My cousins were like my brothers and my sisters. You don't see that no more. We had a bond that could not be destroyed. We had a bond that could not be broken. We went through everything together. We got in trouble together. So there was a bond. But as time went on and everyone grew up and they got their own lives and they got their own families and they got their own jobs and they had their own stuff going on. Then they made their own new friends. And then it seemed like you didn't meet anymore. Maybe on a Sunday, every other Sunday, you came together. That bond has been broken. Like, people don't understand bonds. Like, my thing is, my bond with you is my bond with you for life. I don't care if everybody turns their back on you. I am the friend that's going to be there with you no matter what. If you got to fight 50 people, then we got to fight 50 people. I hope you ate your Wheaties this morning. Families falling apart. Friendships are not what you think they are. Real is not real. Loyalty is no longer what it means. What it was supposed to mean. Relationships are breaking up. Marriages are breaking up. People are getting tired. You are fighting with someone that you promised to love, honor, and obey for the rest of your life. Whatever your vows are. People are not caring about relationships and people's feelings and what they go through. People are only concerned about them and what they go through and how they're going to use somebody to get out of it, how they're going to get out of a situation, if you're going to be there. People will sit there and have the same conversation with you over and over and again, dragging the life out of you Only because you there to listen. They ain't trying to fix nothing in their life, but they're pulling you down because misery loves company sometimes. People ask me why I smoke. I smoke, one, because I support my own habit. It's something I want to do. But this, I don't do drugs. I've never done drugs. I don't sit there and get drunk. I don't do all that. This is my vice. It shouldn't even be 50-50. It should be 100-100. When you are with someone, I don't care if that's your friend, your BFF, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, you guys should be giving 100%. If people are giving 50% of them, then you're not giving that person all of you anyway. It'll be okay. I love it. This is for me right now. But the thing of it is, and I want to say this, I love all of my TikTok family. Every one of y'all. I have people, and it touches me sometimes. And sometimes I open up my phone and I've got multiple messages from people that I've never met physically that are telling me it's going to be okay. And they're not sending me just it's going to be okay. They're sending me paragraph after like books, trying to encourage me. And sometimes that's what encourages me to go on, to keep pressing and keep doing what I'm doing, because you have people that have never ever, y'all ain't got in trouble together, you never got a whooping together, but you got people that will love you when people that are right there in your life can't even give you that. I made a post. I said, just because a person is beside you does not mean that they're with you. Just because a person is beside you does not mean that they're with you. Because you can have 100 people beside you, but that does not mean that all of those 100 people are going to be with you. And that's what you got to understand. Those that have been in the trenches with you, those are your A1s from day one. Messages are coming so fast. I don't know, what did I miss? It said read a message. Read your message, bro. But messages are coming so fast in here. But what I've learned is I'm not going to disappoint me. I'm not going to hurt me. So the first thing that I should have ever done in life, and I tell this and I preach this and I say this just about every time I go live and just about every video, you've got to love you. I love me more than I love anything and anybody in this world. Doesn't mean that I love people any less. That means that I love me enough to know that if you decide to go flip on me, that I'm still going to be okay. I love me. Me gets up every morning. Me motivates me. Me encourages me. I love me some me. I love me. Because people have walked out of my life, people that I've helped and been over backwards for, and people that are they're still there. But they see me going through something, oh brother, it's going to be all right. You're going to be all right. You strong. See, I'm going to tell you something. And that's one of the worst things that you can do to a person. Tell someone at the point that they're going through what they're going through and they feel like everything is against them, that you're strong. I'm not strong because I want to make it through this. I'm strong because I love me, because I know that at the end of the day that I've got to have my back. I don't want to be strong to make it through everything. I don't want to, that's just like somebody saying they're pushing you into a bonfire, but you know what, brother, you strong. No, this fire is burning. I don't care what nobody says. I'm being burnt up. Is that the new thing to say to people? Are you strong? You're strong? Strong people get tired too. You're right. Strong people get tired too. But we try to appease and try to please everyone and try to make everybody's life a little happy. When do the people that you actually invested into come back and say, hey, you know what? I got you today. You help me, I'm going to help you. I'm going to be concerned about you like you were concerned about me. It's hard, guys. It's hard. But again, I'm built for this. Everything that I've gone through in the past 7 months, it damn near broke me. Y'all don't even understand. People say, how can you be so positive all the time? How can you da-da-da-da-da-da? I have no choice. There is no other option for me other than to be strong, other than to make it. I've got to make it. I've got to live. I've got to be able to move around. I've got to make it. You can't give up just because life is throwing you every curveball that it possibly can. You can't give up because people have walked out of your life that you've been there for. Understand, sometimes people have got to be removed because there was something that's coming for you. And if you would have had those people around you, they probably would have messed up your blessing when you got it. Everybody can't go where you're going. Everybody's not going to support what you do. And the first misconception of that is that, okay, I'm doing something great, my family's going to support me. No, they're not. No, they're not. Because your family and people, and I'm going to tell you something, people and family are going to follow you when it becomes popular to follow you, because in their eyes, you're just Joe Blow from the same place that I'm at, doing the same things that I did. How dare you get out here and rise above me? I'm not going to support you until it becomes popular or becomes a trend for me to support you. I've experienced that. Out of all the videos that I've done, out of all the lives that I've done, I may have had one or two cousins that have actually popped in or maybe commented on my live, but I got a big family. I've got people that support me that are not family. My family will sit there and go support somebody else, and I can say the same thing, but you'll go support somebody else rather than support me. Not that we have any beef. There is no beef. It's just that I've learned that you can't expect your family to support you just because you're doing well. You can't expect people to be on your side, family members, close friends to be on your side just because you're doing well, because sometimes people are jealous that you made it and they didn't. So my thing is, I've got over 150,000 followers, which is not big. It's big, but it's not big. I'm not in the millions. I'm not in the 2 millions. But I've got 150,000 people that actually said, you know what, I'm going to follow him, and I'm going to continue to follow him. And I'm going to continue to like his videos, and I'm going to continue to comment, and I'm going to continue. So what that tells me is that sometimes you can't focus on the inner circle. You just got to be you. You've got to be you and continue to be you and continue to be transparent and continue to be genuine. And people will come into your life. Just because you lost one, now you finna gain two. I've never had a relationship with my mother. Like I said, I was abused as a child. I never knew what it felt like to have a mother-son bond. And she kept me from my father, so I never had an opportunity to meet my father. I never had an opportunity to ever have a father and son bond. So now I'm 40, getting ready to be 48 years old. And I begin to ask myself questions like, what would I want to do at 47 if I could actually meet my father? And I immediately reverted back to a childhood mentality. I would want to go to the park and play football with my dad. I would want to go play basketball with my dad. I would want to sit up and watch a game with my dad. But I've been robbed of that. I've been robbed of having a mother-son relationship, robbed of having a father-son relationship, because the people, we don't ask to be brought into this world. My thing is, if I could have picked who I wanted to be brought into this world with, I would have picked someone differently. Me personally. But then everything that I went through made me the person that I am today. So I have to be thankful that I went through what I went through, because now I'm the type of person that wants to encourage people. And the reason why I do that, because if I could take everybody's pain away, if I could stop someone from having to go through what I've gone through, if I can help someone to not go through what I've gone through, then I would do that. I don't need help. Understand that. Like, this is not one of those, oh, he needs to go talk to a therapist moment. No, this is just me venting. And this is me, this is my therapy right now. So as far as help, mentally, I'm good. I'm one of the most patient people that you'll ever meet in your life. I'm one of the most think past the stop sign person that you'll ever meet in your life. And the reason why I didn't go out there, yes, I did some things in my past that I'm not proud of. But understand this. Me going through what I went through made me the person that I am. Made me the person that I am today. So when it comes down to, a lot of people lives have been spared because I went through what I went through. Because I wasn't going to put people through what I've gone through. So understand, it was for my good. It didn't feel good to me, but it was for my good. You know, I go to family functions and my family's with their mothers and fathers, and I'm the only one that's not with their mother and their father. But I still go to family functions. I'm the only one that can't relate to what they have. I would love to experience it, but I can't relate to what they have because I've been robbed of that. I can't go back 47 years and change it all again and have a sense of something that I've never or will ever be able to experience. This is why I say to people, like, we get so caught up in the trauma. We get so caught up in the things that we've gone through. We get caught up in the fact that we didn't have this and we didn't have that, and we went through this and we went through that, that we get so consumed by it that you're not able to actually grow from it. I've grown from those things. I've walked away from things that have caused me hurt, harm, and danger. At a young age, before I was a teenager, I tried to commit suicide twice because I knew that the household that I was in was not a good one for me. Understand that. Y'all are talking to somebody that's been through a lot as a child. Y'all have probably had your mothers nurture you and love on you and show you what love is and unconditional love is. I had to show my son what unconditional love is. That's how I began to experience that myself. When my son was born, I was afraid. I was afraid, like, I don't know how to be a father. And I was scared. I was so scared because I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't want him to have to go through anything. And I'm just talking about when my first son, my oldest son, was born. I didn't want him to go through anything. I didn't want him to have to ask nobody for nothing. I was that parent that I didn't take my kids and drop them off at daycare. I didn't take my kids and let anybody keep them. They stayed with me. If I went on vacation, we went on vacation. If I was not able to go out to do things with everybody else, I just didn't go. I put that time and energy into my boys. And I could have easily just been like, hey, I'm going to drop you off. Here goes some clothes. Here goes some Fruit Loops, some Juicy Juice. I'll be back. But I didn't do that because I went through not having that. So I did not want my children to experience that. So when I found out that she was pregnant, it was the best feeling in the world. And then fear immediately came over me. And I sat there for weeks and I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to, And a voice came in my head. And it said, do the opposite of what was done to you, to your son. Do the opposite of what was done to you, to your son. And that's what I did. I showed him so much unconditional love. to this day, both of my sons, even though I got one out there, we're going to call him the prodigal son, even though I got one that's missing, if it meant that I had to give both of my lungs for my sons to live, then I would die giving them my lungs. I would die giving them anything from me. They can get whatever they need from me to this day, because I love them regardless of whether or not you are actually in your right mind. I'm going to love you regardless. And people don't understand that. Like, the sacrifices that they always say, they think that the mother, I was in my son's life from birth. They slept on my chest. I got up and changed Pampers. I got up and fixed warm bottles up. I did all of that so their mother could rest. I wanted to make sure that my children knew who I was. I was there from the first walk to the graduation, everything. I never missed anything in their life. So I've always been that I've got to make sure everything is good. Working 18 and 20-hour days so she didn't have to work, so my children can have what they needed. That was me. I've always sacrificed. All my life, all I've done is work. Since I was 16 years old, I've worked. Tried to make a way. Tried to set an example, because, you know, men get a bad rap. Oh, y'all deadbeat. No, you can't say I'm deadbeat. That's not something that she could never say, that I was a deadbeat father. I don't need a pat on the back. And some men want a pat on the back for that. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. You set the example and the tone that your kids are going to follow. Period. But life has hurt me a lot. Life has hurt me a lot. Y'all don't understand. Y'all are talking to someone that had a stroke in 2011. No, I'm sorry, 2013. August the 8th, 2013, I had a stroke. And that's something that you'll never forget, because I didn't even know that I was having a stroke. I got up that morning, felt like I slept wrong. My right side wasn't working like it was supposed to, but I can still kind of move it. So I got up and I went to work. I get to work and I'm counting money. And then the money started falling out of my hands, y'all. It just started falling out of my hands. Like I couldn't grasp the money with my right hand. And one of my employees came up to me and said, "Hey, you either got Bell's palsy or you're having a stroke." And he said, well, he was a white guy. He said, black people normally don't get Bell's palsy, but he said, brother, I think you're having a stroke. I need to call you an ambulance. I'm like, brother, no, you're not going to call me an ambulance. I ain't having a stroke. I just slept wrong. I got in my car and I drove back home because I was going to lay back down. I get back to my house and I pull up in my driveway and I can't put the truck in park. Can't put the truck in park. Like my right side is just gone now. I got one leg on the brake and I use my cell phone to call my cousin to call me an ambulance. I get to the hospital and they immediately look at me and it's like, no, he's having a stroke. They checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was 298 over 197. 298 over 197. So they're like, Mr. McIntosh, do you know what today is? I'm telling them what today is. Da 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 da, yada yada yada. So they immediately take me back. Once they do all that, they put me back. They want to do what are they calling it? Where they check your brain, the EKG or whatever it is. They find out that I'm bleeding in my brain. Like, I'm just thinking I just got a headache. I'm bleeding in my brain. So anyone that knows about a brain bleed, if it spreads, it becomes an aneurysm. So I check into the doctor. They can't get my blood pressure regulated. Like, it's just constantly just rising. And I got this brain bleed that they can't get to stop. So they gave me 24 hours to live. 24 hours. They said, well, I called my cousin, and I'm still not. I'm like, okay, it's just going. Y'all just give me some medicine, I go home. But when I saw my cousin crying, I knew it was something serious, because she's like me. She's strong, just like me. And I told him, I said, get my sons out of school and bring them up here. If this is going to be my last 24 hours, then I want to spend it with my sons. And I see my sons, like, nobody told them what was happening. They just knew they came into the hospital. They were coming to see me. When they made it to the hospital and they bust and they came around the room, they started crying. So immediately made me start crying again. So by this time, I'm sitting there, and they just got me in this room. My kids are just telling me how much they love me, and I'm just trying to just make sure that I stay strong for them. I spent a week and a half in ICU. I spent a week and a half in ICU. Now, I made it past the 24 hours that they gave me. By this time, I can't walk. I can't wipe myself. I can't wash myself. I can do nothing. The doctor's telling me, oh, you'll never be able to run and play football with your kids again. Like, you'll never be. If you walk again, it's going to be years before you walk. Da-da-da-da-da. The type of stroke that you had, you shouldn't even be alive. And all this stuff. Like, I'm hearing all the worst stuff that I can possibly hear. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, and I'm telling y'all this, and this may help somebody. I was stressed out behind a relationship, a marriage that I was in, that I shouldn't have been in that long, that I should have left a long time ago. And it took for me to find out that she was cheating on me, and I stressed myself out from that point on. Now, mind you, I never knew my father, so I didn't think I had any high blood pressure problems. So as a result of me spending a week in ICU, they test your organs. I got my left ventricles enlarged. I had like almost stage 3 kidney disease, because the high blood pressure my high blood pressure was high for so long that it messed up my kidneys. On top of this, they're telling me I can't walk. If I don't get my levels right, then I'm going to be on dialysis. So everything that they're telling me is like the worst possible news that you can give a person. Now, mind you, my sons and both were all in sports. I was always taking them to a game, AAU, or even rec ball, or whatever they want to do. I was always there. So I'm in ICU, sitting there, can't watch, can't do anything. They said, well, they're going to send me to Walton Rehab. Walton Rehab is like, a lot of old people go there. A lot of people that are just worse off. And in my mind, I was not that bad off. Even though I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything, couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. They said, well, Mr. McIntosh, you got steps on your front porch. I said, yes. They said, well, in order for you to go home, because I told them, send me home and let me do my rehab. Let me go into a place where I was familiar. I said, if y'all send me to Walton Rehab, I'm going to die. And they said, well, in order for you to go home, you got to be able to walk a flight of stairs by yourself, up and down. Now, mind you, I couldn't walk at all. They take me up to like the 11th floor in the hospital, and they got like these mock steps and all these mock little things that you got to go through. And they wheeled me up because they were I heard one of the doctors laugh like, he's not going to be able to do this. I don't even know why we entertain him. We just sent him to Walton Rehab. Why are we entertaining him? So he laughed. And that was something that I heard, and it motivated me. And I'm like, I'm not going to let you laugh at me. They wheeled me to the steps. And I'm thinking they're going to help me out the wheelchair. They said, no, you got to do it by yourself. So I had to lock this wheelchair, get out of this wheelchair, walk up a flight of stairs, and then walk back down by myself. I don't know where the strength came from, but I mustered every bit of strength that I could find within myself, and I walked that flight of stairs by myself and walked back down That's when they helped me to get into the wheelchair. They helped me get back into the wheelchair. And they said, well, okay, we'll send you home. They sent me home. I had a nurse. I had a physical therapist, occupational therapist. Everybody came to my house. Everybody came to my home. They were looking at me like, the doctor that actually said that little comment, he looked at me like, he gonna kill himself. I got home and they pulled me up. My family brought me to my driveway, and I cried because now I knew the hard part began, and I did not want my sons to have to take care of me for the rest of their lives. I did not want them to have to give up their lives to take care of me. So when they would go to school, I would get up, try to get up. A couple times I got stuck between the toilet and the wall. So a couple times I fell in the shower trying to bathe myself. And they had already told me, said, Mr. McIntosh, if you take a blow to your head, it can kill you instantly. And I knew the consequences. But I did not want someone to take care of me. I did not want my children to have to take care of me. I did not want to be dependent on no one. That was August. I spent a week and a half in ICU. So around the middle, third week in August, the last part of August, I was at home. I began to look. I told my son to bring the mirror off the back of the door and put it at the foot of my bed. And every day I began to speak to myself. I began to tell myself I'm healed. I began to tell myself that I'm strong. I began to tell myself that I'm not going to go through this for the rest of my life. I'm not going to be dependent on someone else. I'm not going to die because I stressed out over someone that was not supposed to be in my life in the first place. I did not want to give her that satisfaction of knowing that I destroyed this man because he loved me genuinely. I did not want to give her that satisfaction. So all I began to do was talk to myself, and I would talk and pray over my body every single morning, every single morning, every single solitary morning. I began to speak positive affirmations over myself and over my children. I had the stroke. I got home the latter part of September. By October, my nurse came, and she would do the little stretching workout, take my vitals and all that. And she was like, do you think you can stand for me? And something inside of me said, stand up. I hadn't stood up, nothing. I'm at the sink. I'm at my kitchen sink because that's where we did our little stretch bands. And she kept the chair locked. She said, can you stand up for me? And something said, stand up inside of me. Something said, stand up. I stood up. I was wobbly. She probably could have pushed me over with her finger just like that. But I stood up. I did something that they said that I wasn't going to be able to do. October, she came, physical therapist came, then everybody started rushing to my house. Everybody started coming. Then they started increasing my rehab and all this stuff. I promise you, my homecoming for my school was in November. It was like November the 21st or something like that. And I wanted to go to homecoming. I hadn't been to a homecoming ever. And this was like my breakout season. I wanted to go to homecoming, but I didn't want nobody to have to wheel me around in a wheelchair. By my homecoming, I was up walking on crutches. That was November. From August the 8th to November 21st, I was walking. I was walking with crutches, but I was walking. I had my follow-up appointment. I had to go because they wanted to get my disability and do all the checks on my head and stuff. The black doctor looked at me and said, brother, he said, the type of stroke that you had, people don't live from. And when I came into the doctor's office, everybody gave me a round of applause. And at that moment, I saw the power of me loving myself and believing in me. I saw the power of that. I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I didn't care how bad it was. I didn't give up. This is why I encourage people that you can actually change everything that goes on in your life. You can change everything, and it all starts up here. It all starts up here. Once you get out of that, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, this is what's going on in my life, this, and start focusing on that around this corner, tomorrow, the next day, this is going to be my breakthrough. You've got to look. Sometimes you got to look for your blessing. Sometimes you got to look for your breakthrough, because you've got your head down, because everything has weighed you down. Everything has that weight of everything, and you're focusing more on what you've gone through. You're focusing more on what it is that people have done. People have walked out on you, bad relationships. You've gone through a bad breakup, a bad divorce. You've gone through being slighted. You've been going through not being thought about. People not checking on you. You've gone through so many things that cause you not to keep your head focused and looking up, that your blessing is right down the road from you. Your blessing is right in front of you sometimes, and all you got to do is just look up. All you got to do is just stand up, because you're letting everything weigh you down. That's why I can't stop what I'm doing. That's why I can't slow down. That's why I can't give up, because I know that as much hell as I've gone through and not having in my life, that there is something down the road that is greater for me. That was not the end for me. I suffer. I went from stage 3 to barely having any traces of anything in my kidneys. I've gone through having a left ventricle enlarged in my heart, and I still work out, and I still run. Everything that they told me that I could not do, I do. And I do it with no problem. I don't have any issues. I'm better now than probably I've ever been in my life. Y'all don't even understand what I'm saying to you. This is me. This is for me. It might not be for nobody else, but it's for me, because life has thrown me so many curveballs. Life has done me so many ways. People have mistreated me. People have taken from me. They've taken my time, my heart, my finances. I've gone through being hurt, but still having to encourage somebody else. I don't care what you go through in life. I don't care what it looks like right now. I don't care what people have said about you. I don't care what they do to you. It does not define who you are. It does not define who you're going to be. I've gone through a stroke. I've gone through abuse. I've gone through no relationship with my mother, being abused by my mother, not having a relationship with my father, being slighted, being looked over. I still have to deal with the decisions that somebody else made in my life at a young age. I still have to go around family functions and watch everybody else be with their family, and I be by myself. But I made it. I've tried to commit suicide twice at a young age, but guess what? I made it. You can't let what it is that you go through weigh you down and stop you from moving forward. I've made it through every situation that I've ever gone through, and each time it gets better and better and better. It does not feel good while you're going through it. It does not feel good right now. It does not feel good for the past 7 months that I've gone through. It does not feel good that my youngest son has put me in a financial whirlwind. It does not feel good. But guess what? There is something around the corner for me. There is something around the corner for me. There is something around the corner. There is something that is getting ready to happen in my life that's just going to blow my mind. And that's the mentality that I have. I'm not going through this much hell to die in fucking hell. I'm not going through this much mess in my life to turn around and try to back off from it. No, I'm almost to the end. That's my mentality. I'm almost to the end. I can't see it, but I'm almost to the end. You can't let what you go through define you. You can't let what you're dealing with define you. You can't let the fact that someone is not capable of loving you the way that you love them define you. You can't let the fact that someone has mistreated you over and over again define who you are going to be. You are predestined to be great. You are predestined to do great things. So understand, this is things on the road to your greatness. You're going to have some speed bumps, some cliffs. You're going to have some moments to where you feel like giving up, but you cannot give up. I'm not going back to scratch. I'm not starting over. I've gone through enough hell in my life. I've had people that I love that I can't talk to. I still have to deal with that every single day. I've got the issues with my son that I'm going through every single day. And the financial burden that he's put on me. But I still got to keep going. When I tell y'all this is therapy for me. Encouraging someone else, having someone else say, hey, you touched me, you helped me, you've done this. That's what keeps me going on. So to all the people that have inboxed me, that have messaged me, that have went over to follow me in my Facebook and Instagram, and that support me 100%, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You don't understand that sometimes you guys give me a message that keeps me going on another day. When you feel like you're going through storm after storm after storm after storm, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you this nugget. Because some of y'all may be facing a storm right now. And it seems like everything is tearing up in your life. It seems like everything that you try to do is falling apart. Failure is not final. Delayed is not denied. But what you've got to understand is if you feel like you're in the midst of a storm and you're going through what you're going through, there was one place that you can get to in the midst of that storm. If you can just make it to the eye of that storm, you can sit in the eye and watch everything being tore up around you, and you got a little peace. You got a little peace in that eye. Don't mean that you're not going to go through that storm, but you will have a breather. Stop trying to face and fight everything that's coming up against you. Sometimes you just got to let that storm come through. You got to let them clouds come in. You got to let them winds blow, because sometimes it's blowing shit and people and things and situations out of your life that you don't want to let go of. Sometimes it's trying to get you to a different place. But if you are in the midst of a storm, the only thing you got to do is make it to the eye of that storm. There is peace there. I can't tell you how long the peace is going to be there, but there is peace. And you can watch a little bit of that storm being tore up, and you can get yourself together, and you can start encouraging yourself. You can start actually motivating yourself. You can actually start speaking positive affirmations over yourself, because just because you're going through it does not mean that you've been thrown away. Just because you're going through it does not mean that you've been thrown away. You just got to make it to the eye. Some of y'all are getting peace. This actually has made me feel a whole lot better than I felt when I first jumped on here. Y'all don't even understand. Y'all don't understand. I'm transparent. I'm going to always be transparent. Yes, I may hide a lot of bad days, but you know what? When it piles up and I can't take it no more, then I'm going to just have a release. I need to focus on me some more. Not that I'm going to neglect TikTok or anything else, but I need to focus on me some more. Because sometimes you got to start and change up what you're praying for and what you're praying about. Because sometimes we get stuck in the same prayer. No, the prayer is going to change due to the situations that come into your life. Understand that. So I want to say this. I solicit all those that know how to pray, like really know how to pray. Pray for me. Pray my strength. Pray that wisdom increases. And what a lot of people don't understand is everything that I've gone through, things that I've watched people go through, things that I've seen and things that I've heard, that's what creates wisdom. I can't get this. I could never get this from a book. Never. I can never get this from sitting in a class. I can never. But I want you to understand, because my phone is like on 7%, that know that each time I get on here, I'm looking for somebody to get something from, and it's not for everybody. 150,000 people I don't get 150,000 comments. Some of my videos have over 500,000, whatever, 300,000, 100,000, whatever the case may be. But there's not a one point in time to where I get 150,000 people to actually like all of my stuff. It's going to land where it needs to land. It's going to fall upon ears that it needs to fall onto, and I understand that. I'm not doing this for likes. TikTok is not making me a millionaire. It's not paying my salary. It's none of that. So I want you to understand that I do this because I love to do this. This is where my heart is. I know what my purpose is. I know what my passion is. Just pray for me that everything that I'm going through right now, that I have the strength to continue to endure, and just pray that I get double for my trouble when my blessing comes. That's the only thing I ask for. Together we stand. A lot of people don't understand that. That's why I don't preach religion, what color you are, what nationality, what religion, what sexuality. I don't do that, because at the end of the day, we are all people. We all bleed blood, and we all go through the same shit. I don't care what your race is. We all go through the same things. So my message is not catered to a particular body of people. It's just for people. You're right, I'm going to overcome. But see, I don't get into the isms and the schisms. Politics and religion, the sports and all that stuff. I'm not going to argue with you about that. Because I'm not talking about issues or certain sector of issues. I'm talking about people issues. People issues. And once we get out of looking at color and all those other things that keeps us divided, this world will be a better place. A better place. My new day started when I jumped on this live. Thank you so much. I received that. But it started when I jumped on this live. So thank you guys. If you have not followed me, please follow. If you have not shared this live, please share this live. It may not be for you. It may be for somebody else. But what you got to understand is iron sharpens irons. Iron sharpens iron. But we all have not overcome the things that we've overcome to sit back on them. Your testimony may be for somebody else. It may be for somebody else, because where you had the strength, they may not have it. So talk to people, love on people, share your testimonies, and just know you're planting a seed at the same time, and I planted many seeds, and it's time to harvest. It's time to harvest. And if you planted many seeds, go back. I don't care if you got to go back way 20 years. For seeds that you planted that you forgot about, you're going to get that. And there's going to be a little interest tacked onto it. Guys, I love you. I appreciate y'all. It's late. I want y'all to get some sleep. I will come back on sometime tomorrow. It won't be this late tomorrow, but I will come back on sometime tomorrow. And I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. All the gifters that have gifted, I thank you so much. All those that have sent me Cash App, I appreciate too. I appreciate as well. I wasn't getting on here to preach money. I wasn't getting on here begging for anything. I got on here because I just needed to get that off my chest. That's all. But But to everyone that gave, everyone that donated, I appreciate you. All the gifters, to my moderator, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. It's all love with me. And just know, if you got a question, hit me up. It may take me a little longer to get to it because I got so many messages in my inbox that I'm trying to get to. But if you hit me up, if you go to my Facebook and follow me on Facebook, all my platforms are Uncle D Speaks. Facebook, Instagram. The Instagram is Uncle D Speaks and the number 2. The number 2. But my Facebook, Uncle D Speaks. You can even hit me up on my, I don't even know if I can accept any more friends on my personal page on Facebook. So just hit me up on Uncle D Speaks. And my Instagram is Uncle D Speaks 2. Darlene, thank you so much. You are the OG. You are the trooper. I appreciate you. But my phone's probably getting ready to hang up. It's at 1%, right? You know what? Hold on. Let me try to do this. Before it hangs up, I want to say this. Before it actually goes out, I'll just have to hold it. But Darlene, you are the OG. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do I have any other moderators in here?